Yeah, so right off the bat, I wanted to start because you've been so vocal in your support of Harvard President Claudine Gays after her testimony before Congress about anti-Semitism on college campuses and in higher education. So could you talk to me a little bit about why it was so important for you to stand in support of President Gay?
Okay, so just to clarify, it was not so much a sort of blanket endorsement of President Gay, but more what I saw happening was the legitimate concerns about anti-Semitism somehow morphing into a question about her qualifications to be president of Harvard University. And that if we allow that to continue, it would essentially give voice to those who, whenever they see someone who's not white and male assume positions of authority of elite institutions, instantly the question becomes, are they qualified? I thought questioning anti-Semitism on campuses of places like Harvard, where I taught for 22 years, it's quite legitimate. It was what I referred to as the dog whistle that was being blown, that somehow the question becomes, is Claudine Gay qualified to be president of Harvard University? That I felt compelled to call that out. I thought it was quite legitimate for someone to question whether, she had made the right choices in this moment, but not legitimate to question her qualifications.
And just addressing some of the backlash that she's received about her qualifications, could you tell me a little bit about, have you met her, do you know her personally, and what do you feel like makes her qualified? Just to respond to those people who have any doubts about her qualifications.
Certainly happy to address that. I have met her. I was a senior faculty member when she was hired and came to Harvard. I was on the faculty at the Harvard Business School. And a senior associate dean, very senior in that environment. She was highly recruited. She also has moved through the ranks of Harvard, with her last position being the Dean of Faculty of Arts and Sciences, which is the largest faculty at Harvard University. It's also the most complex. She had proved herself as an administrator, a fundraiser, and had the rare distinction of being both respected and liked, quite frankly, by that faculty, which I know for a fact can be a very difficult group to manage. She also has shown vision, when you look at her qualifications as a scholar, she's at the top of her profession. So there's no question that she is as qualified as any president Harvard has ever had.
I know she does get a little bit of backlash. I've heard that she has gotten a little bit of backlash for her lack of, published work. Is that a criticism that you also hear when people talk about her lack of qualifications, the fact that she, I believe, doesn't have a book published?
Yeah, that's a red herring. In her field, journal articles are the coin of the realm, not books. So that's, in my view, either, someone who's trying to go at her qualifications who doesn't understand the field, but who has a personal vendetta against her, basically making something up that essentially doesn't matter in terms of judging her scholarly qualifications. And I can tell you that you don't get brought to Harvard as a tenured full professor if you haven't met the highest standards of publication in your field. And she was recruited from Stanford without a book because books are not the coin of the realm in her field. Unlike, say, history or English.